All right, look down. What's sitting right in front of you? Probably a computer keyboard, right? Now, it's super easy to see it as just this cluttered grid of plastic squares that you punch at all day long. But welcome to this explainer, because today we're going to completely change how you view it. We're going to look at it as a map, literally, your ultimate map to productivity.
So let's just ground ourselves with the absolute basics. Technically speaking, a keyboard is an input device used to enter data and commands into a computer. Simply put, it's your primary tool for communicating with your machine. It's the bridge between your brain and the screen. Honestly, without it, your computer is basically just a really expensive TV.
If you step back and look at the entire layout, it's actually incredibly organized. It's broken down into 7 distinct, color-coded groups or neighborhoods. And we're going to explore every single one of them today. Because once you understand these groupings, rather than just memorizing where the letter Q is, you make everything you do, from work to education to gaming, infinitely easier.
Here is our game plan for today. We'll start with the keyboard landscape, then hit core typing and spaces, move on to modifiers and functions, tackle navigation and numbers, and wrap up with essential keyboard shortcuts. Let's kick things off with section 1, the keyboard landscape, and why we should even bother mastering it.
You see, mastering this map isn't just about typing emails a little bit faster. Obviously, it helps with letters, numbers, and symbols. But true mastery? That drastically increases your productivity through shortcut keys. It just completely removes the friction from communication and data input. Whether you're grinding at the office, taking notes for a class, or trying to clutch a win in your favorite PC game, knowing this landscape gives you a massive, undeniable advantage.
Moving right along to section 2, core typing and spaces. This is the foundation.
If we visualize our map again, right in the dead center, you've got Group 2, which are your typing keys, and right at the bottom is Group 4, the spacebar. This is the structural core of the whole board. It's where your hands are going to live 90% of the time.
Zooming in on the typing T's, we're talking about your alphabet from A to Z, numbers 0 through 9, and essential symbols like the @ sign, punctuation, all of that. Their primary purpose is totally straightforward: to type text, numbers, and symbols. These standalone keys are the absolute bread and butter of data entry. You press a key and boom, that exact character pops up on your screen. And right beneath all those keys is the spacebar. It's used to insert a space between words or characters. Notice how it's the largest key on the board by a mile? That's for good reason. It's easily the most frequently pressed key you have. It's the ultimate spacer tool that takes a massive block of letters and turns it into readable human language. Okay, section 3, modifiers and functions. Welcome to the power keys.
Going back to the big picture, check out the very top row, Group 1, the function keys. Then scan down to the bottom left and bottom right corners, Group 3, the modifier keys. These aren't just for typing. These are your true control centers.
There is a huge difference in how these actually operate. Typing keys are lone wolves. You press A, you instantly get an A. But modifier keys? They rely entirely on what we call the buddy system. A modifier key like Shift usually does absolutely nothing if you just tap it on its own. It has to be held down simultaneously with a buddy, another key, to actually work and change what that buddy does. So let's meet these modifier buddies. First up, Shift. Hold this with a letter and it types in uppercase, or it lets you grab those secondary characters up on the number row, like the $sign. Next is Control, or Control. This one is used almost exclusively with other keys for some incredibly powerful shortcuts. Then we have Alt, which, again, pairs up to perform highly specific system commands. And finally, the Windows key. Press it alone and it opens the Start menu, sure, but it's also a major player in combination shortcuts. Just think of these keys as your power multipliers. Now, sitting all the way up at the top are your function keys, F1 through F12. These are essentially software-dependent chameleons. They perform special functions depending on the exact software you're currently using, helping out with things like shortcuts, debugging, or formatting. So hitting F1 might bring up a help menu in your web browser, but it could do something completely different if you're playing a video game. Their jobs literally change based on where you are.
Next up is section 4, navigation and numbers. This is all about moving with purpose.
Over on a far right side of the layout, we find our final 3 sections. We have Group 5, the navigation keys, Group 6, the indicator lights, and Group 7, the numeric keypad. This entire zone is dedicated to pure utility, effortlessly zipping around large documents and crunching data.
Let's look at Group 5, the navigation keys. Honestly, these are absolute lifesavers. Home and End instantly snap your cursor to the beginning or the end of a line. Page Up and Page Down shift your entire screen exactly one page vertically. Delete wipes out the selected character or item, and Insert toggles you between Insert and Overwrite modes. Plus, you've got your arrow keys to nudge your cursor up, down, left, or right. Getting used to these saves you a ridiculous amount of time that you'd otherwise waste constantly reaching over to scroll and click with your mouse. So, quick question for you. Have you ever wondered how you actually know if your number pad is turned on? Or, for that matter, how you know if you're about to accidentally send an email in all caps? The answer is in Group 6, the indicator lights. Your keyboard is constantly talking to you through these 3 little lights. The numlock light glows when your numeric keypad is active and ready to go. Caps lock glows when caps lock is turned on, saving you from accidental digital shouting. And scroll lock, well, actually, unless you're a hardcore spreadsheet wizard, you're probably never going to touch that one. But basically, these lights are the dashboard of your keyboard. And that brings us to Group 7, the numeric keypad. Tucked away on the far right, this block is built for rapid-fire number entry and quick calculations. It is laid out exactly like a traditional calculator, complete with your standard arithmetic symbols for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The only catch? Just remember that your numlock indicator light absolutely must be on. If it's off, these keys magically revert to acting just like your navigation keys. And finally, Section 5, Essential Keyboard Shortcuts, the ultimate cheat codes. All right, here is your daily productivity cheat sheet. Holding Control and pressing C copies your selection. Control plus V pastes it. Need to move something entirely? Control plus X will cut it. If you make a total mess of things, Control plus Z is your magic undo button. To make sure you don't lose your hard work, Control plus S is save. And if you need to hide your screen real quick, pressing the Windows key along with D will instantly minimize every window and show your desktop. Once you start using these, you will never go back. And here is the big takeaway. Shortcuts increase your productivity by taking complex, annoying, multi-click mouse actions and turning them into split-second keystrokes. It's not just about saving a couple of seconds here and there. It's about maintaining your flow state. Keeping your hands on the keys keeps you totally focused, making everything from tedious data entry to high-stakes gaming just incredibly fast and fluid. So that wraps up our map. We've seen how mastering this layout truly unlocks ultimate productivity. We've toured all 7 neighborhoods, from your core typing keys to the power of modifiers, navigation, and those lifesaver shortcuts. So my final question to you is, out of all those cheat codes, which shortcut are you going to master first? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy typing!